Just last week, Jim Carrey attended the César Awards in Paris to receive an honorary César, which is France's highest cinematic distinction.
When Jim Carrey stepped onto the stage at the 51st César Awards in Paris, no one could have predicted the storm that was about to erupt online. At first glance, it was a celebration, a Lifetime Achievement Award for a comedy legend. But as clips and photos spread across social media, viewers were struck by something unexpected. His dramatically changed appearance, out-of-context remarks, and a calmer, unfamiliar energy. Suddenly, fans were not cheering. They were questioning reality itself. So, what really happened to Jim Carrey? And why is the internet in chaos? The unexpected comeback. After spending years away from the glaring lights of Hollywood, focusing on painting, writing, and a quieter life, Jim Carrey suddenly re-emerged in a way that few could have predicted. The Canadian-American actor made a rare public appearance at the 51st César Awards in Paris, a ceremony honoring the very best of French cinema. The occasion? He was receiving an honorary Lifetime Achievement Award, a tribute to a career that has spanned decades, from the slapstick brilliance of Ace Ventura to the emotional depth of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Inside the historic Olympia Theater, the response was immediate and overwhelming. The crowd rose to their feet, cheering and applauding, celebrating not just the actor, but the legend he has become. Camera flashes lit up the stage as Carrey, looking markedly different from his 1990s self, accepted the award with his characteristic charm and a subtle, calm grace. Attendees included his daughter Jane, his grandson Jackson, and his partner Min, who shared in what should have been a perfect moment of recognition and family pride. While the theater celebrated Jim Carrey with applause and admiration, the world outside erupted in a very different way. As soon as he stepped on stage, clips and photos flooded social media platforms like X, TikTok, and Instagram. Fans weren't focused on his achievements but on his appearance, the long, dark hair, tighter facial features, and a calmer, more grounded demeanor. A stark contrast to the wild, energetic star of his prime. What followed was a wave of speculation that would dominate online conversation for hours, turning admiration into doubt, curiosity into conspiracy. Comments flooded in, questioning if the man on stage was really Carrey. Some suggested a body double, others a clone, and some even theorized about secret cosmetic work. Memes, side-by-side comparisons with his films from the 1990s and 2000s, and viral videos dissecting his gestures and expressions spread rapidly, each view adding fuel to the fire. In other words, while the applause in Paris celebrated his past, the internet focused on the present, and for Carrey, it was a moment that would prove just how much his absence from the public eye, combined with the unstoppable scrutiny of social media, could turn a triumphant return into a storm of controversy. And make no mistake, this wasn't just chatter. It wasn't good. Jim Carrey made an unexpected public appearance after staying away from the spotlight for some time. But what will follow this return? Will he be celebrated for his lifetime contributions? Or will it spark controversy and divided opinions? Let's uncover the shocking details. The internet erupts. Almost instantly, clips from the César Awards went viral, leaving fans stunned. The man on stage, Jim Carrey, looked startlingly different. His long, jet-black hair framed a tighter, more refined face, and his once wild, elastic energy was replaced by calm and poise. The iconic comedian who had dominated screens with manic, unpredictable performances now appeared almost unrecognizable, shocking longtime fans and sparking endless discussion about the changes in his appearance and presence. Within hours, the online world had erupted. Side-by-side comparisons flooded social media, showing footage of Carrey in Paris alongside iconic scenes from The Mask, Liar Liar, and The Truman Show. Every detail, the curve of his jaw, the shape of his eyes, even the way he smiled, was scrutinized. Fans who had grown up laughing at his exaggerated expressions and slapstick antics were suddenly questioning the very identity of the man on screen. Comments and posts multiplied at a dizzying pace. "This isn't him," one viral post declared. Another argued that the actor had been replaced by a body double, while some took it further, suggesting cloning or AI manipulation. Every new clip added fuel to the fire, with viewers debating whether this was the same Jim Carrey they had known, or an entirely new, almost synthetic version of him. The reactions were intense, creative, and relentless. Memes began spreading like wildfire, some humorous, others conspiratorial. TikTok videos zoomed in on every facial movement, dissecting gestures and expressions in painstaking detail. Reddit threads exploded with hours-long analysis, comparing old movie clips to the latest footage, attempting to prove or disprove theories with obsessive precision. What had been intended as a celebration of Carrey's career suddenly became a public trial of identity, with millions of people acting as both jury and judge. Even casual viewers found themselves swept up in the frenzy. Social media feeds were saturated with disbelief, speculation, and viral commentary. The awards ceremony, meant to honor a comedy legend, had instead become a spectacle of doubt and curiosity. In the blink of an eye, applause and admiration were replaced by uncertainty, debate, and fascination. The internet refusing to let a single detail go unquestioned. By the end of the day, one thing was clear. What should have been a triumphant moment in Jim Carrey's life had become a global conversation about identity, perception, and the power of social media, leaving audiences to wonder if the man they knew was really standing before them. A clip of Carrey circulated online while the event was still ongoing, and many people were quick to question whether the person on stage was really him. Could it be possible that his identity was replaced for the event? And what did he say that fueled these speculations about him? Let's find out. The clip that made it worse. The frenzy surrounding Jim Carrey's appearance at the César Awards escalated dramatically when a single short clip began circulating online. In it, Carrey, ever the master of humor and self-deprecation, jokingly remarked, "I'm dead," while reflecting on his long, storied career. What might have been a fleeting, tongue-in-cheek moment on stage quickly morphed into something far more explosive once it reached social media feeds. Within minutes, viewers were replaying the clip, dissecting every word, tone, and gesture. Taken completely out of context, his joke ignited a torrent of speculation. Comments flooded platforms like X, TikTok, and Instagram, with thousands of users expressing alarm over his health and well-being. Memes and reaction videos emerged instantly, portraying the actor as frail or missing from the public eye entirely. What had started as a light-hearted quip suddenly spiraled into wild, unverified claims that left fans both anxious and bewildered. The viral clip became a catalyst for full-blown conspiracy theories. Some suggested that the man on stage was not even Carrey at all, replaced, cloned, or digitally manipulated. Others claimed that he had suffered a serious medical crisis, using the joke as a cryptic way to hint at a private struggle. Every retweet, share, and TikTok stitched clip only fueled the flames, creating an environment where panic and curiosity overshadowed the truth. What made the situation particularly explosive was the speed of modern social media. In today's viral climate, even a few seconds of footage can travel around the world in minutes, and misinterpretation spreads faster than facts. The comment sections became battlegrounds, with fans arguing passionately about whether Carrey was truly fine or if something sinister had occurred. Analysts and casual viewers alike speculated endlessly, breaking down his posture, facial expressions, and even hand movements as supposed proof of hidden truths. A joke, intended as humor and reflection, had become a wildfire. In a matter of hours, a celebratory moment for a legendary actor was overshadowed by confusion, fear, and rampant conjecture. It revealed not only the immense scrutiny that public figures endure, but also the sheer power of social media to amplify, distort, and reshape perception. For Jim Carrey, what should have been a triumphant, heartwarming acknowledgement of his career had transformed into an internet storm, leaving viewers to wonder, question, and debate reality itself. While delivering his speech, Carrey jokingly said that he's dead, which only fueled doubts about whether the person on stage was really him. But could there be any evidence that people are using to claim it wasn't Carrey at the award ceremony? And how convincing is that evidence? Now, let's explore the evidence behind the theories. Inside the digital investigation. The internet erupted over Jim Carrey's appearance, with fans turning into amateur detectives examining every detail. His longer, darker hair, a tighter jawline, and subtle facial changes drew relentless scrutiny. Even his gestures, like signing autographs with his right hand instead of his usual left, were dissected. Social media buzzed with speculation, debates, and theories as viewers questioned whether these differences were simply signs of aging or something far stranger. His voice, too, came under intense examination. In his acceptance speech, delivered entirely in French, some viewers claimed his cadence sounded unusual, too measured, almost robotic, and speculated that the actor's natural tone had been altered. Every nuance of his speech and body language was captured in clips, replayed, paused, and zoomed in on, giving audiences the feeling that they could uncover some hidden truth by looking closely enough. Medical commentators and plastic surgeons also weighed in, adding to the frenzy. Online discussions suggested that the changes in his appearance might be the result of cosmetic procedures such as facelifts or facial fillers. Others argued it could simply be a matter of natural aging, combined with a deliberate restyling for the public event. Fans debated endlessly about whether Carrey's transformation was dramatic, shocking, or simply misunderstood by an audience conditioned to remember him frozen in the energetic, elastic-faced roles of his prime. Carrey's appearance quickly became more than casual talk. It turned into a relentless online investigation. Fans and critics dissected every detail of his face, body, and mannerisms across X, TikTok, and Reddit. Memes, reaction videos, and side-by-side comparisons spread like wildfire, blurring the line between lighthearted curiosity and obsessive speculation, turning a public moment into a viral digital spectacle. What had been meant as a tribute to a legendary career had become a social media phenomenon, one where Carrey's personal appearance and the choices he had made for himself were dissected by millions of strangers. His image, iconic and familiar, was now a puzzle, debated and deconstructed with intense focus, showing just how far fandom, curiosity, and viral culture can push even the most private details of a public figure into the spotlight. Carrey's appearance was compared to what people remember of him, leading many to conclude that the man on stage wasn't really him because of the differences between his known look and the new image they saw. But why aren't fans considering that these changes could simply be the result of aging? Now, let's unravel the truth about Jim Carrey at 64. The price of public perception. The hard truth that social media seems unwilling to accept is that Jim Carrey is 64 years old. The wild, rubber-faced, hyper-expressive performer who leapt into fame in films like Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, The Mask, and Dumb and Dumber has evolved. The man who once contorted his face, flung his body around with boundless energy, and turned every movement into comedy gold is not the same figure standing under the bright lights of the Olympia Theatre in Paris. Time has moved on, and so has he. Fans who grew up laughing at his exaggerated expressions and manic humor were confronted with a calmer, quieter version of Carrey, one that carries a measured energy, a more grounded presence, and a look shaped by decades of life. His hair, longer and darker, his face more refined and less elastic, his demeanor contemplative rather than explosive. For viewers accustomed to seeing him frozen in his 1990s prime, it was shocking, almost disorienting. But here is the truth the internet struggles to digest. This is simply the natural process of aging. There are no body doubles, no clones, no conspiracies. Jim Carrey's transformation is a reminder that even our most beloved icons grow older, evolve, and change. It is a cultural challenge, one amplified by the speed and intensity of social media, which thrives on quick judgments and visual drama. What was once familiar suddenly feels unfamiliar, and millions of viewers struggle to reconcile their memories of the old Carrey with the man they saw on stage. This reaction reveals more about us than it does about him. The internet's frenzy reflects a collective difficulty in watching icons age in real time. The jokes about body doubles, AI replacements, or secret surgeries are, at their core, attempts to deny the simple passage of time. Carrey's calm, dignified presence, his choice to present himself differently, and his ability to step away from Hollywood's glare all challenge our expectations of what a celebrity should look like at any age. In truth, Jim Carrey's appearance is simply human, a natural result of aging, experience, and life lived fully. The online uproar reflects more about society than him, revealing how hard it is to accept change and mortality, even in legends. While Paris applauded his career, the internet struggled to let go of the past and embrace the present. Beyond the public struggling to believe that the same man they knew in the 1990s could have changed so much, what personal message did Carrey share at the award ceremony that shouldn't be ignored? Let's uncover the details. Love and family amid the chaos. Amid the whirlwind of speculation, memes, and heated online debate, one deeply personal story quietly unfolded. A story that reminded audiences that beneath the headlines and viral clips, Jim Carrey's life is still very much his own. For the first time in public, Carrey openly confirmed his relationship with Min Ah, a romance that had been quietly known to insiders since 2022, when the couple was spotted leaving a charity comedy event hosted by Judd Apatow. While the media had long whispered about their connection, few had ever seen Carrey speak about it directly. On that Parisian stage, he did just that, sharing a rare, intimate acknowledgement of his partner with a pride and affection that could not be ignored. Carrey's joy did not stop there. He also took a moment to recognize the family members who have been by his side through both his meteoric career and his quieter, reflective years away from the public eye. His daughter, Jane Erin Carrey, and his grandson, Jackson, were present at the ceremony, and the actor's expressions of love and gratitude were genuine and heartfelt. In an event dominated by glitz, glamour, and public spectacle, this brief glimpse into Carrey's private world stood out, showing a softer, warmer side of the man many only knew through the lens of comedy and celebrity. Yet, as it often does, the internet had other plans. While a few fans celebrated these tender moments of love and family connection, the majority of the online conversation was consumed by a much more sensational narrative. Was this even the real Jim Carrey? The focus shifted almost immediately from affection and human connection to speculation, conspiracy theories, and obsessive analysis. Social media users debated, dissected, and questioned his every gesture, every word, and even his presence on stage, as though acknowledging a private relationship or showing pride in family somehow couldn't coexist with the viral frenzy over his appearance. What should have been a heartwarming moment, a celebrity sharing a glimpse of his personal happiness with those closest to him, became secondary to the chaos of public curiosity. Carrey's private life, his love, and his family became almost invisible amid the roar of online scrutiny. It was a stark reminder of how social media can distort perception, elevate rumor above reality, and make even the most genuine personal revelation feel like a subplot in a viral narrative. Amid all the global attention, Carrey focused on what truly mattered: his love, his family, and the chance to share a personal truth with the world. But will he ever respond to the speculation? And what is the conclusion about the person at the center of this controversy? Let's find out. Authenticity and the viral aftermath. Through all the viral chaos, Jim Carrey remained silent. Not a word of denial, not a hint of outrage, not a single public statement to clarify the storm of speculation that had erupted online. The man at the center of memes, conspiracy theories, and endless debate said nothing, letting the frenzy unfold around him while the world questioned what they thought they saw. Meanwhile, the reality on the ground painted a very different picture. Verified journalists who attended the 51st César Awards confirmed his presence and identity. High-resolution photographs captured Carrey standing on stage with his daughter Jane Erin Carrey, his grandson Jackson, and his partner Min Ah, all beaming with pride. Every frame, every image reinforced the truth. The man on stage was indeed the legendary actor himself. Even longtime collaborators were there to underscore the authenticity. Michel Gondry, the visionary director behind Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, introduced him on stage, a moment filled with warmth and recognition of their shared history. It was a celebration of talent, career, and legacy, a real-life affirmation that nothing had been replaced or faked. Yet, despite this overwhelming evidence, perception spread faster than fact. Social media, fueled by rapid sharing and viral clips, created an alternate reality in which a lighthearted joke, a subtle change in appearance, or a moment of calm could be twisted into proof of conspiracy. Every image, every movement was scrutinized, every detail dissected, and every difference exaggerated. The truth became secondary to speculation, and the internet's collective imagination turned a public celebration into a trial of authenticity. In other words, Carrey returned to the public eye, and in doing so, he inadvertently broke the internet. A Lifetime Achievement Award, a heartfelt speech, and the presence of family should have been a triumphant moment of recognition. Instead, it became a viral storm where facts competed with theories, admiration clashed with doubt, and a comedy legend became the subject of global debate over his very existence. And that is the uncomfortable reality. Jim Carrey's return should have been simple, joyful, and celebrated. Instead, it became a social media phenomenon, a case study in how audiences struggle to reconcile memory with change. For fans, observers, and casual viewers alike, the spectacle was fascinating, yet, strangely and undeniably, it was not good. So, what do you think about Carrey's silence regarding people's opinions about him? Was staying quiet the best choice in this situation? We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe.